Welcome to another episode of TaviRadio. My name is Bubble Bass, and I'm here to do a top 10 anime heroes. Number 1 is Lightning Jones, who's also my co-host. How are you today?
Pretty good. Wait, when did we turn into Watch Mojo? Oh wait, or are we Looper?
Neither. I don't want to be either of them.
Although I did used to have a friend who adamantly defended Watch Mojo, and they get it right sometimes.
Did your friend have issues?
No, he has a family.
Which
is more than I could say for you.
What do you mean?
He has a child. Where's your offspring? Everyone is my child.
The saber count?
No. Actually, speaking of your old co-hosts who are lost in time and space, right? No.
Yuri's possibly still stuck in bed. Trumo is defeated by Kisaragi.
Because I was going to say, if you needed help defeating Terumo, I realized there's only one person who can defeat elephants using hand-to-hand combat, and that's Ong Bak.
I would say Satsum Hale, but...
No, Ong Bak! Remember those Ong Bak movies? Where pretty
much
Tony Jaa was running around, like, jump-kicking elephants in the face?
I mean,
that's Thailand's greatest export next to their delicious food that I'm addicted to.
But anyway,
by the way, Pan-Asian cuisine, top kek. Go to patronize those restaurants, kids.
Like www.patreon.kek. Donate.
I'm pretty sure that exists.
That has to exist.
All right, and now for the chit chat, let's get
some grub going.
Yeah.
But first, I got a question of the day, of the week, or how long. Podcast question. You guys can answer this anywhere you want. You can reach us. Ranch or Cool Ranch? Who wins?
Oh, okay. Just who wins? It's not a life or death question here.
Just who wins?
Thank God, because if it was life or death, I don't think I would have answered that correctly. I think I would have just died. You know.
Who's your? We have to stay neutral on this. You can't be like Keemstar and share your opinion.
Yeah.
Which he still does.
Pretty low energy podcast so far. Sorry, folks. Okay, so we have 3 things going on today. We're either going to talk about our top 10 internet matchups, like brainstorm our own ideas for death battles between our favorite YouTubers versus our favorite fictional characters, which are roughly the same as which YouTubers are.
I think let's take out YouTubers, put in internet personalities. That's a better suit for it.
Yeah, our death battle brainstorming for that, or I can read some these bag of letters that I stole from the post office that are all addressed to Tav here for some reason. Mailman's not doing his job.
People are trying to get the tag face bots, which people believe are real. In reality, it's probably just...
Yeah, I mean, like for this letter right here. Let's see here. It's to one Mr. Tabby Face from one Georgia Rottenfeld from Spokane, Georgia. She writes, "Where's my $10? I paid for your box and I got nothing. At least like a box of something in it would have sufficed. I want my $10 back."
Well, right now I'm working.
Love, Georgia.
Well, Georgia, I'd like to address your mail, but right now we're working with people.
This one by one Henry Kissinger. I think that sounds familiar. He says, "Working on it, Nixon. Working on it. Okay, you know, I'm still trying to cover up. I see. This kind of feels like it might have been like something not for us, or even this one right here where it says from one James Corden. Would you like to be a guest? If so, please send me social security." That's another. Anyways,
for people wondering what it is, it's 579-24. 3780 cents.
Like Kisaragi's?
That's Sabres.
Oh! Gotta beep that out. Anyways.
But anyway, the other topic was state of YouTube, especially concerning a Mr. Ethan Klein of H3.
Yeah, I got, we were going to talk about, that's one of the topics I kind of wanted to talk about. My current thoughts on Ethan. I love him. I praise his work. He's an established personality. But I got a couple of gripes with him. Couple of
bones to pick with him.
Yeah, a couple of bones to pick, and that how it ties in with my own opinion of the YouTube economy, which I think is coming to a close soon. Because Sorry, folks, this half and half. I don't know what's in it, but that's damn good coffee. Wish I had a pie to eat with this. Anyways, yeah, I just
like in Jones Steele's Pies.
like. You better take that back, son.
What are you, a pie thief?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not gonna. I can neither confirm. Wait.
I'm calling the super best friends. I'm calling Woolsworth, Wooly Madden.
Anyways, I'm just saying that I have a problem with the YouTube economy and how that when people complain about it, like I get it's your job and you wanna still be paid what you want to be paid to do your job, but I feel like that's coming to a big close. I mean, the adpocalypse didn't help, and just the way YouTube is run is, honestly, for me, is just a thing that I think needs to be talked about. So let's do this coin flip. Death battle. We'll use a 3-headed coin. It's either
Because the third one is just going to be Invader Noodles, but
What?
You're
not supposed to speak her name.
I don't know, what's her,
One more. If you say that name one more time, then we're going to summon her.
I'm not looking in the mirror. I haven't bathed in 20 hours.
Yeah. Well, let's just not say her name, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right. 3-headed coin. If heads,
The dream matches.
if
Tails
is
is the
all these fan letters,
is the fan letters, and
if it lands on its edge, then we talk about Ethan and the YouTube economy. Let's do this. That's weird.
That's Tails. Wait.
Oh wait, no, I'm holding it up with my hand, and it's on its edge now. So we're talking about the YouTube economy.
The magnetism here in the studio is very whack.
Don't worry, it's just Aurora Borealis.
I don't care about no Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis
In your home.
in your kitchen.
Yes, with the like what we call these steamed hams in Maine.
Really, upstate New York, huh? Well, I am from Utica.
Oh, we call this.
Oh no, not in Utica.
Oh, not Utica. A little bit more up north.
Seymour, the house is on fire.
No, that's just Aurora Borealis, mother.
All right, let's get down to business.
No more Simpsons.
We'll do a Simpsons cast later. Top 10 favorite Simpsons moments. All of them pretty much star Skinner.
And anything involving Skinner's of Vietnam.
Which is funny because, like, I just recently finished watching. Here's a new little segment. What has Lycan Jones been watching this week or lately? I finished watching PBS's 18-hour Vietnam documentary, which was the finest public programming I've seen in my life. But then again, I think Ken Burns does is pretty damn good. But yeah, I mean, the documentary series is really good. It almost ruined making any jokes about Vietnam for me until I realized, especially with all the Simpsons references all the references the Simpsons make to Vietnam through Skinner. And then I realized, it's a little exaggerated, but what Skinner goes through is pretty damn spot on based on what I saw in that documentary. So
they left me 3 months in that tiger cage.
Although, in retrospect, after watching that documentary, Bart's line from the episode where they accidentally get Itchy and Scratchy canceled was, I guess, in response to all these protesters that are going on. All these liberals that they like to make fun of, even though they are some. Bart says, "We need another Vietnam to thin out their numbers." And then after watching that thing, it's like, Bart, that's not okay. Vietnam was a big fucking deal, and even towards the end of it, even the conservatives didn't feel that way about it.
Nixon had to pull our boys out himself. He was out there.
Yeah,
trust me. T. Strawdy, he was in Vietnam. He told me how Nixon had to pull him out. He's like, "Come on, son. You gotta get out of here.
Don't touch me, old man. Those gels are disgusting." By
That's
the way, you want to hit off with this rifle turned to a bong? Oh yeah, you did. All right, this is all getting cut out. Long story short, Vietnam War was great, and it was good. If you have 18 hours to kill, then I would recommend you watch it.
Here's what I recommend everybody watches.
18 hours of The Simpsons.
No, I don't even think I should watch that much.
I could if it's the first 9 seasons.
9 seasons are like...
First 9.
Yeah, that's fair. I would say, I recommend everybody go watch the My Little Pony movie.
Neo Yokio?
No, but watch the My Little Pony movie. It's Chris Chen approved. Christine Weston Chandler likes it a lot, so if he likes it, if she likes it, then I like it. I guess.
Yeah, that's a nebulous thing. Should we call Chris by his preferred pronoun, or continue calling him a male because that motherfucker doesn't respect women despite him wanting to become one?
Oh, that's a dude.
Enough of that. Let's
get on the topic.
Yeah, let's talk about Ethan. So, recently, not that I want to gripe on, criticize Ethan of, moving away from his old video topics.
There's only so much you can goof on.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly the case. He can't, it's not back in the day when he would just, find these little gems, and these diamonds in the rough, where he would just find stuff like Brazzo and, the old Bradbury Boys. It's not like that. It's
a little harder for him, too, because he's a bigger thing. If, this person's way smaller, then his fan base and pretty much go after him and attack him.
Which is weird, because, I like how, if there's one thing I've learned about the internet, it's that, as soon as you have a big fan base, make sure you corral your fan base, because I've seen it way too many times when a creator has a dedicated following and they're following the sites to just whip on.
The biggest examples were probably Leafy's fans, because Leafy's fans would go out of their way to find the videos he was talking about. The good thing was about Leafy, he never mentioned where the sources of the videos were. But
Thank God.
But people would always try to find them, and then when they did find them, they'd always be a bunch of really mean things, as Leafy would say mean things about him.
I mean, which is why it's kind of I'm kind of okay with iDubbbz's fans going after people that he targets in content comp,
because that's a good cause.
Yeah, it's a good cause, but
By the way, Ricedom's response was terrible.
Yeah, that's funny because alright, so was it in a previous episode or off the mic when I said
I think it was off the mic.
It was off mic. So off mic.
Correct us down below if it's in another episode we forget.
Yeah, Tav. I made a prediction to Tav that
whatever Ricecum made
whatever response Ricecum makes will be very dumb and entirely miss the point of the video of the points that iDubbbz was making, and Tav here said, "Whoa, he's taking quite a while to come up with responses." And I said, "It doesn't matter. He's still gonna say."
The man took 4 days. He came up with really bad
6 videos.
6 videos. 4 days, 6 videos, and a goddamn really bad diss track.
Although in retrospect, after rewatching the segment where he talks about the whole Genius video, the Lyric Genius thing, I realized I'm almost willing to give Ricecum a pass on that, because he does try to make himself look as much of an asshole as possible.
Yeah, but it's almost it's natural.
Yeah, it's almost natural, but I'm almost willing to give it to him, because the way he dresses in that video is actually really different from the way he dresses in real life. He would never wear pink like that.
I think that's some really it's really some dick. It's
regardless. Regardless, I'm willing to give, because he looks like a different type of asshole. Is what I'm saying.
Pink on camo and sunglasses indoors.
Well, exactly. Here's the thing. Ricecum is actually. I mean, he dresses about as nice as most rich YouTubers will dress. But anyways, we're not talking about iDubbbz or Ricecum here. So anyways, yeah. So I mean, Ethan Ethan needs to corral his fan base, for fuck's sakes.
Ethan needs to lose weight.
He is.
Oh yeah, Fupa lost 2017.
Well, anyways, like I said, I like Ethan. I like his content. He's a good old boy, but I feel like in essentially losing his main content of the videos he was making at the beginning. I think
you can always change content as you change. You can do that.
No, you can. You can absolutely do that.
I don't have to make Neo Boys all the time. I can always throw in something, whatever. But here's the thing: Ethan just has really bad opinions and views on stuff.
Yeah, I mean, here's the that's what I wanted to get at.
Actually, no. Opinions is a wrong thing to say. I think his message that he wants to say is really bad, and it doesn't make sense.
He doesn't research a lot of stuff actually, and a lot of it just kind of goes off from what he thinks he knows or what he's heard a few times, and it's like here's the thing, like to a casual viewer or even a dedicated like Ethan fan, obviously what he's like his opinions are kind of gospel because you're listening to this man, you want to hear what he has to say, and he makes a lot of good points sometimes, so I'll give him that. But like
I think when he's like kind of, it's funny.
Okay, let me reintroduce this real quick. Okay, so with Ethan's regular content of finding things that he find and goofing on them, like these obscure videos and goofing on them, which has like led to him looking for new kind of like content to put on his channel. I mean, after making those videos, he's established himself. He's got a really good podcast on. Sorry, sausage burp. He's got a very good podcast now, with a lot of production value, and I appreciate that.
I wish I had that podcast studio.
I know, me too.
Instead, I'm stuck in a dank room. The windows are broken. We're stealing Wi-Fi from the local McDonald's 5 miles down.
That's pretty good Wi-Fi, by the way.
McDonald's Wi-Fi, never doubt it.
Yeah. Anyways, this is not a plug for McDonald's, but hey, if you want to send us 10 free chicken nuggets in the next 2 hours, and that's your move.
Bring us some Szechuan sauce. We're very high intellectuals, and we need it.
We'll do a Rick and Morty why I turned on Rick and Morty cast later, but actually no, I have covered that. I think I've mentioned
offhandedly. It was an off the mic type of thing.
Oh well, I don't have to go into it. I mean, at this point, everyone knows why we all turn on things we love.
I mean, it's okay to like the show.
Yeah, I mean, you could like the show, but even then, it's just like there's aspects of the show I'm starting to dislike. The fans aren't necessarily like. I mean, the fans are part of it, but maybe
our level of intellect is a little more than we could handle ourselves.
No, I've rejected intelligence. I've embraced spirituality.
Do you believe in God?
Well, that's a very loaded question. You see, what is God exactly? I have literature right here.
No.
My God, it was me the whole time. Anyways, if you get that reference, tell me how I quoted that wrong in the comments.
And if you get that reference, write down in the comments, and I'll send you a Tabby box for free.
We're watching out for you, Georgia, in Spokane, Georgia.
If you comment down below, then maybe you'll get the prototype. I don't know. Remember, it's a work in progress. No promises.
It's a box of blood.
No, it's just blood. It's just blood everywhere.
Okay, so anyways, yeah, I mean, I appreciate some of the stuff that Ethan's putting more of his energy into. Like, there was a while where Ethan was just pretty much only posting on Ethan and Hila. And to be fair, that was a very underrated channel. Most people just kind of shrugged it off as like vlogs, but like I actually kind of enjoy spending those like personal moments.
It would always be vlogs, or it'd be videos that Ethan and Hila would deem that shouldn't be on the other channel.
Which is funny because now considering what H3 has become, like I mean, well, actually, eventually H3 absorbed Ethan and Hila, so.
Well, they've always said it was like a part of H3.
Yeah, but like now it's just that kind of content is now on that channel. So
yeah, which I feel it should have been like.
Yeah, I think it always should have been, but I think they were always afraid.
Because here's the thing: the sad part is like a lot of their memes, like the Bradbury Boys, originate from Ethan and Hila.
Yeah, I mean, again, none of this really matters anymore because like it's just part of the channel now. But
Ethan and Hila, or Hila and Ethan.
What a good lizard wife. You guys will never know what that means, and I'm sure all of you will take that as like a really like anti-Semitic comment or my belief in reptilians, but that's not what it means. It's a dumb joke.
You literally just gave the biggest hint. If no one gets it, I will be very disappointed.
Yeah, it's just Hila's name rhymes with something, and for the longest time, Tavir used to pronounce it with a hard H, so I just thought like, oh, like blank, and then I just thought, so he married a lizard. That's nice. Unlike that Ethan's, willing.
Very progressive.
Progressive. Anyways,
very progressive man marrying reptilians. I think reptilians and people should kind of get along. They don't have to hide anymore.
I watched every episode of V. I can tell you right now that's not gonna happen.
Hashtag Gamergate. Hashtag ReptilianGate. Let's get it started.
That was literally the miniseries V, and like the remake of the show that came out in like in the 2000s.
If any lizard people are out there and they're looking for a fresh young man, I'm your guy. Just put down your credit card information down below, and I'll see if I can hook you up.
Didn't Jesse Cox do that one of the games he played? He married a lizard woman, and then
Probably.
it was just like a marriage of convenience.
Yeah.
But you seem like a guy who would be more dedicated and embrace her lizard culture.
I'm trying to embrace lizard culture. Just leave me down some credit card information, your social security number, your address.
Find him on Plenty of Fish, OkCupid, and Christian Mingle.
I'm also on blackpeoplemeet.com. on Asian Connection.
Also, and what's the one for farmers? There's one for farmers too.
Farmers only.
Farmers only. Thank you. Voice in the background.
What about Anastasia?
Oh my.
Russian one.
Oh, actually, it took people a long time, but now there is an actual like non-fuckboy version of Tinder available. It's called
But what happens when the fuckboys get to it?
They don't. It's designed to like keep fuckboys out. It's called Bumble.
I heard about Bumble.
It's actually pretty much like women take the initiative, and you cannot do anything until they do it. So, fuck you fuckboys. This is why the skeletons have been trying to. Well, I guess now I guess I can't cut this out because this is prime information. Anyways.
But anyway, you can find me on those sites. Just let me know.
Yeah, look, if you're on Bumble, ladies, you're on Bumble. Look for Tav on there. I'm taken.
But anyway,
I'm already taken.
Anyway, EK from H3.
You spoke up too late. I love somebody else, so you'll just have to wait.
He's gone to lunch. He's ignoring me at this point.
I have a fondness for country music. I'm sorry. Hey, if you're looking for something to criticize about me aside from my upload schedule, and my artwork,
Who criticizes you for that?
Oh, there's some guy on Twitter said that I'm a quitter and I don't deserve to put Warp Star on my resume because I quitted on it. Anyways, yeah, so country music, you can make fun of me about that. Anyways, but I don't like new country. That's NU country, by the way. Anyways, yeah, so yeah, I like Ethan's content. It's just that I think the things that I started to not like recently about him are his videos where he has to talk about recent.
I like your use of "has to." Like Ethan has to do this.
Yeah, well, because
don't leave it to someone more neutral and who's more knowledgeable about the YouTube space, like Philip DeFranco.
Which is strange because you hate Philip DeFranco for just being mediocre.
But here's the thing, Philip also does a really good job at explaining things because he actually knows how the system works a lot better than like.
Which is funny because like Ethan comes on like those videos, he's just like, I know everything. Trust me, as a YouTuber. Oh, he doesn't sound like that.
What?
No, he's like, forget it, that's my voice for Ethan. He's like, as a YouTuber, I can tell you right now that
Then Philip's like, what a beautiful bastards! Let me tell you about how YouTube's broken in a more layman and in really easy terms to understand. The ad system just doesn't work, and if you're a bigger company, it's just going to favor you. That's pretty much it.
And then Ethan's like, YouTube, it's pretty prejudiced. It's using censorship.
But here's the thing, I think that's how Ethan gets it.
Which is weird because it's like
I think Ethan chooses these words just so like he can.
I honestly think Ethan has lost the original meaning of those words because it's like those words have become so warped to him that he just like he doesn't know what censorship anymore is.
Those words have become so numb. They can feel
these words of mine.
These words of mine. But anyway, I think Ethan just tend to like.
Shout out to Natasha Bedingfield.
He uses. I'm going to call these trigger words.
Yeah.
He uses these trigger words so, like, when you hear them, you're going to be like, whoa, censorship?
Yeah, I've heard censorship before. That's when people who don't like something cover it up, which is generally what it's become, but it's honestly like when something that is considered obscene or... Yeah, when it's something that is considered obscene by some, like, group or the government... Ethan doesn't understand what censorship is. He's pretty much applied censorship to anything that blocks something that something else disagrees with, which is not necessarily the case. Like
also, Ethan has really kind of like become a really big panderer, which is what I also give.
To be fair, Tav, pandering is what happens when someone caters to their target audience.
Yes. This is, I mean, at this point, this is becoming a target audience. Is now people. So have people. He got a big sub boost when he was talking about the PewDiePie situation with like the Wall Street Journal, as in he's literally pandering to that audience.
Which is, it's like,
again, another case
like
of just
I understand making videos about the state of YouTube and like the way it's it's handling, because like, you know, these are important things, and maybe you want to get let the very platform that you're uploading your videos on, your content on.
Also, everybody has different views. It fits people differently.
Yeah.
For
you
example,
can have an entire section of YouTube that is nothing but British YouTubers talking about, like, giving their opinions on American politics that, you know, that have no effect on them at all, and saying why we're wrong.
I mean, there's people here in the States have made like here in the States. What am I talking about? People in the States have made like videos on Brexit, and they're not even part of that either. So
yeah,
you know, it's a bit fair.
I just like it when like I just think it's funny like seeing like a British YouTuber talk about like
Donald Trump is the biggest meme of 2017.
Well, it's not that. I mean you can make fun of Donald Trump in any like and like you can be on like on the moon and make fun of Trump. But I'm talking about like when British people talk about Black Lives Matter and telling us how we should feel about it.
Here's another question for everybody at home. Donald Trump or Donald Dump? I'll let you be the choice.
I like Donald Dump. He's the next evolution of Donald Duck.
That should be a death battle. Donald Duck versus Donald Trump.
Donald Duck will kill Donald Trump.
The man's a World War II veteran.
Yeah, and he survived a lot of things. Donald Trump has done nothing with his life except cry and complain about his tiny hands.
Yeah, his little baby hands.
Anyway, so yeah, Ethan uses a lot of trigger words. He's in his own. It's funny because he makes fun of outrage culture,
and here he is getting outraged
about things. I mean, here's the thing: like,
now it made sense why he's the face of internalized oppression.
Yeah, it makes sense, but it's like when he talks about, like, I do like it when he makes videos about people who are getting outraged on like different things, because that's
kind of what again, that goes back to like his roots.
Yeah, I mean the whole
videos about feminists.
Which is funny because like the feminists that he's mocking are women who are just taking what they believe is the right course of action for something that is honestly like pretty harmless or a non-existent problem. You know, like, I mean. The hula girl thing, yeah, whatever. I mean, like, the Hawaiians sell hula girl stuff.
Like, for example, one of them being like, "Why is the AC sexist?" Or "Why am I getting like gang raped in big quotation marks in GTA 5 and a woman and a video game review?"
And it's honestly, it's just like, well, to be fair, a lot of us get gang raped in GTA, regardless of gender, because on the internet, unless you're on mic constantly, you know, you will get like...
There's a bubba waiting for everybody.
Yeah. The AC thing too is like ridiculous. I mean, that's
ridiculous.
That's almost because it's almost like saying, like, I'm not going on about that. I'm just saying that like when Ethan's had to take down outrage culture, he's done a very good job of it. But
the biggest example being humongous.
Yeah, that and the hula girl.
Yeah.
Those things. Oh, and also recently his internet blackface. Although there is an argument to be had on that, but I also it's just a GIF. But at the same time, like the GIF things can be taken that way. The use of like purposely coloring your hands, like your emoji hands, to be your race, is kind of like weird, and I've never seen that happen.
So would an Asian person keep theirs yellow?
Oh God, I hope not.
I mean, mine just kind of like yellow's the default, so I always just stick with that if I ever send an emoji. Very rare.
Well, then again, smiley faces are yellow, emojis are yellow, so I mean that's not that's like a non-question.
Shout out to the Emoji Movie, best film of 2016.
Did you actually go watch it yet?
No. You think I'm gonna give them my money? My money given to me by what was the name of the one fan? Sandra Bullock from Georgia, who wants my Tavi face bots?
No, that was I forgot her name. I threw the letter away. I heard her first name was Georgia, though, from Spokane, Georgia.
Georgia from Spokane, man? Okay, Spokane, man.
I just like, speaking of Spokane, I like how the internet historian did a video, a Q&A to his Rainforest video. And one of the Q&A, one of the questions was less of a question, more of a demand from people who live in Spokane, Washington, saying that they demand an apology for mispronouncing it. Spokane. Or,
it
sorry, he pronounced it Spokane.
Oh, and it's Spokane.
And it's pronounced Spokane. And he's like, no, you guys are dumb. He literally said, pretty much, he said, that
you guys are dumb.
No, he actually told them to go fuck themselves. Which is funny because, and we should learn how to pronounce our names properly.
It's Arkansas, you idiot.
Which is funny considering that Spokane is a Native American term. And he pretty much just told, people who name things after Native Americans to go fuck themselves and learn how to use English right.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about British people with giant egos because they think they know English better than we do. Why should we correct children on saying ambulance and sandwich?
To be fair, I say sandwich.
Why should we correct the children down the street who say, look at the ambulance? Why?
I don't know. I mean,
why should we stop kids from watching Fat Albert?
We should stop them from watching Fat Albert because of the whole Bill Cosby situation. Tav, we can't even watch Little Bill anymore.
Oh,
to be fair, Little Bill was not a great show.
I actually watched more Arthur.
Arthur was okay, but then I hate it when he gets angry.
I think I watched a lot of Blue's Clues as a child.
Blue's Clues sucked.
What did I? No, I watched.
This became nostalgic. Welcome to Nostalgic Cast. No, but
anyways, that's Nostalgic Critic. He is going to talk about.
Oh, hello, it's me, Nostalgic Critic. I'm here to yell.
You know, I looked at old. This is a little off topic, but this is just my own thoughts.
We've been off topic for a few minutes.
Yeah,
now.
but we'll bring this back in a sec. We gotta reel this back in. But first, I gotta say this. I cringe when I think about early Nostalgic Critic and his weird skits. Because a lot of it just of him drawing him some character. Anytime I hear Big Lipped Alligator moment, I really just kind of
that was a nostalgia chick.
I know, but even then, jokes that would go. That would just crawl. I don't know. I think
it's me, Wild Man.
At this point, he's just done insane. But anyway, let's reel this back in a real big fish.
So I mean, people like that band.
Our Deer Simulator is a fan.
I've never been a fan of it. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I just in retrospect, Ethan has become the very things he's criticized, and it just comes from a weird. It seems to me that Ethan just has this weird lack of self-awareness, which is funny because he criticizes people who lack self-awareness, but when it comes to topics that are very dear to him that he finds important, he loses his own self-awareness and becomes the very thing. Becomes the very thing that he's criticizing.
Here's the thing: it's okay to use your platform like Ethan's to say a problem about YouTube from your eyes. But don't just kind of gather everybody and be like, God, let's band together and get this idea completely wrong. For example, the whole, his recent video, which is why we were intending to talk about this topic with the whole, Casey Neistat trying to, use, getting demonetized from, the video trying to help out the Las Vegas.
That's unfortunate. I think YouTube dropped the ball on that one.
That's okay. That's completely on YouTube's fault. And I can see why it's unfair.
Ethan should have used the words. And I'm pretty sure he did, but he decided that a stronger word was censorship, which is how he creates outrage.
Because it wasn't censorship; it was just
because they didn't block Casey's video. They didn't say this video doesn't exist. He just said we refuse to put ads on your video.
But then we all see the unfairness of how come Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Kimmel. Leave Fallon out of this. He's a good boy.
Then we can see Butt-Face McKimmel face.
That's a good. I like that. But
I never do this. Butt-Face McKimmel man.
Yeah.
Did on his little speech to the Las Vegas thing. How come that gets to be monetized?
Jimmy Camel.
Jimmy Camel.
Jimmy Camels. Jimmy Two Camels.
Just
give me 2 camels.
Jimbo's 2 camels is words on the Las Vegas tragedy. I can see why that's tragedy.
I'm so glad Jimmy Kimmel isn't.
Can we just put Jimmy Kimmel behind bars already?
Yeah, his joke stealing days are over.
I've had enough. To send this podcast Jimmy Kimmel's way.
We need less Jimmy Kimmels and more Conan O'Brien's.
We need more James Corden.
I like James Corden. He's a good singer, actually. His Carpool Karaoke sounds pretty good. He's taken up that.
We need more Bring back Jay Leno.
It's me, Jay Leno. I'm too busy in my garage now, and my
people say that Jimmy's
Jay Leno sacrificed his life by throwing himself on an exploding bomb tire one time.
also Jay Leno's, but it wasn't just Jay Leno.
NASCAR owes their lives.
It wasn't
to
Jay.
Jay.
It wasn't Jay specifically. It was Jay, but specifically his powerful chin, which is known to be his source of his power.
He was a battle bot once upon a time.
Yeah.
Under the name Chin Killer.
Now here's the thing. Now,
So,
here's another question: who would win in a fight, Crimson Chin or Jay Leno?
That's a non-fight. Jay Leno is Crimson Chin.
Oh,
We voiced that. How did you forget? Not me. I got canceled.
anyway, never mind. Stretch that.
So yeah, I mean, it's like it's. I mean, obviously, you're gonna want to like boost the big fat companies that are clearly paying everyone's paychecks, but like instead of like poor old Casey Neistat, like this.
It's unfair, but at the same time, Ethan could have just said like, "Well, guys, this is just unfair. So let's just try to see if we can band together to help YouTube."
And it's just like it's
and
censorship.
That could have been the end of video. But
it's like it's censorship, and I hate everything, and I love you guys. Keep it in the family fam.
Football Lost 2017 end video. There we go.
Yeah,
but no, he just had to go on and say things like censorship and fair and throw around the fair use word. When in reality, it was fair use, but you didn't. But that's obvious.
It's just that the algorithm and then the robots who are really running YouTube are just it's like they're not programmed well enough to see that Casey's trying to do something to benefit a tragedy. Or not benefit a tragedy, benefit the victims of a tragedy. Because if Casey were trying to benefit a tragedy, he would have found a way to undo all the good that all the cops and emergency
Casey
responders.
was on the grassy knoll. He is a caveman. The Clinton.
Are you trying to say that that Casey was frozen in Neanderthal times?
All right, here's a little.
Came unfrozen.
Here's the history of Casey Neistat
to kill John Wilkes Booth, and then frozen again because he fell into those icy Delaware rivers.
Time 2 minutes. History of Casey Neistat. Here we go. Casey Neistat is a prototype of vlogger, and he was a caveman first discovered by the Clinton people. When they found him through the Alps, perfectly fine, they kept him alive by just kind of injecting him with super
got one more
cells.
minute, man.
Okay. Either way, Casey Neistat has now become the prototype of vlogger, but sadly they could never perfect it like he did, and he was a caveman. That's it. There we go. 2 minutes up.
All right, that was pretty good.
Little quick lore of Casey Neistat. Next episode we'll do Mike Ross.
We did do Mike Ross. He's a salt golem.
Mike was trained by Gutex in the salt caves.
No, it was the FGC.
Oh yeah.
They needed the perfect. They needed a second attempt because Wooly was their first attempt, and they tried to eliminate him, but he went rogue, and they managed to get recovered in Canada by our beloved two best friends,
Matthew
McMuscles.
Matthew McMuscles and Patrick what was his last name? Bolvin or Bolivan?
I don't know. Bolivar Trask.
On a Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Patrick. But anyway, and also Liam, superstar.
Liam. I'm still waiting for that plumber to get here. Waifu man.
Those three have been able to. It takes 3 people to tame one salt golem, which they realized they screwed up in. So then they made Mike Ross, where only one man is needed, a Mr. Ryan Gutex Gutierrez.
By the way, Gutex has the power of those. His power far more exceeds.
Because he's handsome.
He it's not just that Gutex was a more tameable. It's just that they found a much stronger person to tame Gutex.
People say it's Gutex's handsomeness and natural beauty that can keep Mike's rage at bay.
It's true. I'm surprised he hasn't snapped his chain and. I shouldn't say that about Mike. I'm surprised he hasn't broken. I'm surprised he hasn't gone haywire and killed Max.
People say, although Mike Ross. I want to talk about this for a second. Mike has changed a lot. He came back on Twitter and he's just like. I think he went on a 1 month bender or something like that. And he's come back and now he's like.
They see if he can integrate into the society.
And they saw that he couldn't because he literally went dark on social media for a good couple months, and then he came back. He's like, "All right, guys, I'm streaming on Twitch. Join me on Guilty Gear."
Anyway, so yeah, that's the thing that bugs me about Ethan lately. Is just that, looking back at his videos where he talks about big topics, especially ones that deal with, hey, now it's time for me to talk about the YouTube economy. It's like, I get Ethan trying to protect creators, wanting to like get YouTube to stop dicking around.
Believe it to someone else to do it who can explain it way better.
I mean,
No offense.
Philly D does a pretty good job, but at the same time, it's like I think on one hand,
Philly D does the best job because he understands how the system works.
Yeah.
Especially since he himself has worked with YouTube, like for a while. He's like a forefather of YouTube in a way. He's an old man compared to YouTube standards. Like Ethan thinks he's an old man on YouTube. Freaking Philip DeFranco, I'm giving him way too much credit than he deserves, but he is a sage. The man is a literal sage of YouTube.
this is the nicest you've ever talked about Philly D in a long time.
I don't like him, but I'll give him credit where he deserves it.
That's what I'm talking about. If you can act a little bit more like for $1 a day, Tav here can rehabilitate a lot of those commenters on your YouTube channel. $1 a day, ladies and gentlemen.
You can call anybody.
Call the Tav rehabilitation hotline. He's always available.
1-800 867-5309.
AKA 1-800 don't be a fucking asshole.
Usually Saber is kind of there, but just tell him that you're here to see me, and you'll.
Don't let him coach you. That will go terribly. No, I'm kidding. Saber's a good guy.
You can call people insults. You can call him like. You can call Ethan a Jew if you want.
Can we?
Well, doesn't matter. I mean, we're just saying what he is. Ethan is of Jewish heritage.
He is one of the children of Abraham.
Yeah.
I like that word better.
He's a child of Abraham. He's a child of Abraham, and he believes in Judaism. It's okay.
Does Ethan though? Does he still? Is Ethan like
he lets a bank on it. Ethan, I'm glad Ethan can roll with punches, but he openly just says he and Ethan are a bunch of Jews.
I know, but like, do they like?
They roll with the punches.
No, but do they actually like still practice a lot of things? Do they like Do they?
Who knows? That's their own private life. It's funny how Ethan can talk about politics and whatnot all he wants, even though he says he doesn't want to, but never talks about religion.
Yeah, right.
He literally on videos is like, "Oh, guys, I don't like to talk about politics." Okay.
Hey, speaking of anti-Semitism and Jewish identity,
Mel Gibson.
One of my favorite things is when he the first PewDiePie video he made where the people were calling him a Nazi, and Ethan using his Jewish identity and his heritage to say no, he's not a Nazi. As someone who I
thought he was just being a good guy.
He was, but he's also like pretty much using, hey, I'm a Jew, and guess what? As someone who is of the Jewish faith, and
Ethan, don't do that, please.
No, yeah, he pretty much went into like, look, as somebody who is Jewish,
was that his fan saying that, or was that Ethan?
That was Ethan saying like, look, as somebody
Ethan.
As someone who's Jewish, I can tell you right now, PewDiePie. This is the first time when like people were like taking that PewDiePie in a Nazi uniform thing out of context, which again Ethan did a good job of, but he drops the ball as soon as he mentions like Maker Studios being he can. I mean, on one hand, like him pulling the race card to like say, as someone who's Jewish, I can tell you right now, I'm not offended by this.
So I don't know. Saying that is like also going back to PewDiePie dropping the N-bomb. Is it like a black person like Sky Williams saying like it's okay for PewDiePie to say the N-word even though he would never say that ever? Sky Williams is like.
Well, that's not what I'm getting at. The point is like I like again Ethan not doing his research, or again always using the lowest common denominator to like appeal to pander to his audience. Like when he brings up Maker Studios being owned by Walt Disney, by like the Walt Disney Corporation, whatever.
Disney probably doesn't even touch Maker a lot.
Hold on, and then saying, well, look at Maker Studios, it's owned by Disney, and hey, guess what? Disney hated Jews, and it's like, actually, and I hate using actually because it's been ruined by the internet. I hate to pull an actually here, but if you did your research correctly, Ethan, or
you activated your trap card.
Yeah, I've activated my trap card. Actually, if you did your research, you would know that everybody from like the early part of like the last century was anti-Semitic, and we all look, man. Hashtag all white people during that era were racist and anti-Semitic. So
people
just singling out Walt Disney to be like hating
Plus,
Jews.
the man is freaking dead.
Yeah.
Leave his
except for the part where like
his cryogenic body to rest.
Except for the part where guess what? Hey, Walt Disney had Jewish people work for him, and he never really singled out Jewish people, except when he put Jewish characters in his cartoons because hey, everybody did. Hey, if we're gonna beat up on Walt Disney for using racial caricatures, let's also beat up on Looney Tunes and Warner Brothers while we're at it. And Superman, and really any piece of like media from that time period.
I think it's impossible for Superman to be racist. See himself as an alien.
Well, some people are more model immigrants than others.
Hashtag make Superman a good old boy again. I'm done with this edgy mullet wearing Superman. I don't want no James Cameron, no Cameron Diaz Superman.
I would pay money to see Cameron Diaz play Superman, and not just like I'm like a girl version of Superman. Just like literally put her in like the Superman outfit, like literally.
I meant to say like, Billy Ray Cyrus.
No.
Just what I think.
No. This is
Cyrus.
He's done with the mullet. He has that like dumb Kurt Cobain haircut now. He's got that '90s alt rocker haircut.
You know what the sad thing is?
He's got the Christian rocker haircut. No, but seriously, make a movie where Cameron Diaz plays Superman, and nobody ever brings up the fact that this is Cameron Diaz. They just treat her like they would treat Superman as a man. So like she just pretty much plays Superman, and nobody says anything.
When's the last time she's been in a movie?
There's a really crazy movie she did a few years ago called The Counselor, where she rubs her vagina on a windshield, while poor Javier Bardem watches in horror. It's all off screen, but just seeing his face look up at what he is then describing to Michael Fassbender, who plays a psychiatrist or his counselor, as like those sucking fishes from the aquarium. He was like that. Like when a man comes in and he says and he asks his counselor, when a man comes in and his counselor says, "What would you like to forget?" And he says, "I'd like to forget Caledonia fucking my car." That's a movie for the ages right there.
But anyway, that pretty much sums up Ethan.
Yeah, he's Cameron Diaz. The
windshield is YouTube. Cameron Diaz is Ethan, and what's his name?
We're Javier Bardem watching in horror as he fucks the windshield of YouTube.
Actually, no. YouTube would be Cameron Diaz. Ethan would be the windshield, and we'd still be watching horror.
No, I like my version because he's. But anyways, how does this tie in with the whole YouTube economy thing and why I think it's going to fail very soon? It's just that Ethan and his complaints about how the adpocalypse is pretty much cutting everyone's money. Like, it's a problem. People who want to make a living off of YouTube, they're not bad people. Never. They have a legit
if you're talented and you think you have the goal and you want to go for it, then go for it. No one's telling you not to.
Yeah, it is a viable job, but the problem is anybody. Yeah, but I think the reason people get bent out of shape over this is
Batman out of shape
is the fact that YouTube's always been a very unstable source of income.
It's always been, especially back in early days of algorithm changes.
Oh yeah, I mean,
guys, they cut my revenue. I'm only getting 9 cents. Come on, help me out. I'm gonna address.
It's the reason I don't make money off of it. I could try, but at the same time, it's I would still have to hold down a part-time job, and I'm not somebody who wants to sit around and fart out content, even though my content looks like I sat down for 10 minutes and made it.
The funny thing is, I've seen you work on that. That is not the case. Real talk, guys. I've seen Lycan Jones, probably Both Star in the second Both Star series, episode 1. I probably saw him work on that for a good 2 to 3 months, and that was drawing and editing.
It's tough, but because I put too much work in something that is essentially a joke. But anyways, wanting YouTube to be better so it can be a real job for you and service people whose output is less who have a smaller output than others, who put more time in to producing their work, put in more production value, put in more quality over quantity. That is a legitimate thing you should be fighting for. But at the same time, it's we are talking about something that is 100% for the most part creator run and owned. And unless you're just making vlogs every day with a nice camera, maybe some outside shots.
That's why a lot of YouTubers, even if they don't play games, they stream.
Yeah, I mean, like,
because that's more
like
it's a lot more stable.
like for me, like I always felt like there was always that like dream of like achieving, like, big YouTube dollars, and then like having that be your primary job, doing something you love, but at the same time, you should always, in my opinion.
I've had kids nowadays, like, when they do career aptitude tests, they're like, oh, what do you want to be, little Jimmy? I want to be a YouTube vlogger.
And that's the thing, it's a thing now, but, like, you have to be good at your job, you have to be, like, interesting. Like, if you're just going to do vlogs, you have to be goddamn, like, the most goddamn, like, fascinating person on.
Casey Neistat is a really good example, which is why I call him, like, which is why Colosso's deemed him subject number 0001, the prototype, which every vlogger has strayed away from, as he says.
It's so sad when a caveman pretty much does better. When an extinct species of human being does better than
Homo. What is he? A Homo erectus or something?
No, we're Homo erectus.
I thought we were sapiens.
Well, we evolved from Homo. Oh, look, we've talked about evolution. No,
well, you see,
I can't. When
we're
a whole version, yeah, okay, we are, but Homo erectus was our ancestor hanging out with Neanderthals at the time.
Oh yeah. So,
anyways, when an entire version of a whole separate species of human being that they died because they couldn't compete with us comes back and outdoes us, and then we don't learn from them. That shows how good Casey is.
Because for some, Casey can like just be saying like, I'm hanging out with like my wife today, and I'm just in the office. He makes it super interesting because there's always something on his mind.
Even Ethan's vlogs are pretty good.
I think Ethan. Some people are just interesting. I've thought about. I want to experiment. I want to experiment with the channel so much. And I've thought about doing like, what if I try to like do daily uploads again and do it in the form of a vlog, and I realize I don't do anything in my day. I
want you to tell more. Honestly, your video where you talked about your nightmare, your worst fear about finding YouTube vloggers in like hidden inside the toilet paper shelves at Walmart. That was actually one of my favorite videos you've done, and it was very simple, and you did it very quickly. And I feel like people, honestly, you should, like with the way you did that with the way you did that story time, because now we've strayed away from vlogs and I just gone into stupid story time.
It's not story time. It's me legitimately talking about my fear and my.
I feel like you honestly follow the template of most creepypasta channels, which I think you should just turn into one, or at least start a second one.
The funny thing is, I've always had them in the back of my head. Actually, I'm fascinated with my creepypastas.
They're great. I really enjoy them. But
in general, I'm a person who grew up like hearing horror stories or like weird urban things.
Yeah, they're pretty good, and not something you want to read at night. But hey, I still do it anyways.
In like maybe my high school years, I used to like probably stay up like until 3 a.m. just reading like articles and stuff like that. I don't know why I was insane.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Actually, I did have all right, here's a little bit of TaviFace history.
By the way, I did stumble upon your old channel of TaviFace Reads.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about, because that is the very old channel that I did with like a friend probably in my maybe sophomore, like freshman year of college, of high school.
Honestly, your voice has not changed that much.
It hasn't, no. I've kind of stayed with the voice. I'm not proud of those videos. I feel like I could have done them way better.
You guys were in high school. What do you guys like? You guys were not of like the advanced level of most high schoolers who make YouTube videos now. Which at the time the best was.
Well, Millboy started in high school.
Oh, still.
I mean,
you had my editing to spice it up.
And now that we've evolved, I've now hired Saber. When I say hired, I more or less hold him hostage. If he
this lettuce.
Eat this lettuce. Speaking of, Saber finally uploaded for once, and it's just him and Trumo playing COD Black Ops 3.
I'm okay.
He's become a gaming channel at this point, but
it's all right.
But anyway,
yeah. So, like, the signs were always there, is what I'm trying to say.
Ethan has HIV.
No, oh god, that's not. Ignore that. No, the signs were always there. That like YouTube was was a very like unstable source of income. Like you should have I
mean, people know how to combat it. Like for example, I'm gonna use Matt's Mofo. The man has 4 channels and he's able to like live off that income, and who knows what else he does. I don't know. Matt's is weird because he rents out this like kind of big house and he kind of lives by himself.
That's the other thing too. Like once YouTubers start making that good YouTube money, they immediately start putting it towards things that like cannot be will not be supported in the long run by their YouTube career. Like it's what I think is like more insane. Like you have to have like something else that supports your lifestyle. Like
rice gum.
Like there's like nothing wrong with wanting to live a more luxurious lifestyle, but you should also want to like you should also learn to live within your means. You know, like
within your memes.
Yeah.
Live with the Bradbury Boys.
Yeah, you like.
Actually, they.
Oh my God! What?
The Bradbury Boys. Again, here's a good example of them. They live in a house, but they share with like other pranksters.
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, but they also spend their money on those stupid cars.
Okay, they discussed on the podcast those cars aren't even theirs.
Wow.
Okay.
Were they rentals?
Kobe person who's like.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He kind of has a car rental thing, and he just happens to have those around.
Yeah, Kobe person. He
the man has like over $1 million. Has over like has like a million or something on his like other channels, and like of course the Spider-Man and Elsa videos do quite a lot because people watch anything.
Yeah.
I bet if I make a Spider-Man and Elsa thing, don't even have Spider-Man and Elsa in the
video. I swear to God, you will actually get so many views for doing a stupid Spider-Man and Elsa thing.
Hey, new video.
But anyway,
Spider-Man versus Typeface.
Just have those little kids that look up to you, that 8 and 10-year-old who when they see you in public recognize you and say how much they love your channel. If you put that up, they will spread the word to their friends. But at the same time, those same 8 and 10-year-olds also watch Ethan.
And also watch Matt Pat. Yeah, Matt Pat, they watch you, you know?
Yeah. Anyway.
You think they're 15?
All I'm saying is that, like, if you want to make money on YouTube and have that
a backup.
Yeah, you should always have a backup, or at least, like, understand that YouTube, for, like, it's long, like, for as soon as people started making a living off of it, has always been, like, an unstable source of income. I mean, if you go back to the early days of YouTube, when people started seeing that as a viable career... Like, for example, our old friend and enemy, Rich Alvarez, his channel relied on donations. In fact, there was that whole period. Again, you could look
at... The whole stupid Mario Brothers movie. Remember, I don't use it as, like... I don't remember this title, not just because I call it stupid. It is... Actually, no, that movie's great. For YouTube standards, that movie's great.
That was pretty good.
The donations they got actually went towards that, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, there was a period of YouTube.
And then you realize that Richie and his friends are white privilege. They are filming on Richie's family's property and still do.
Hey, if you've got it, use it, man. That's good resource usage.
Yeah, that's true. Work with what you got.
Yeah,
if you have a sewer, then work with the sewer. If you have a back alley with a bunch of hobos in the back, pay them $5 to be in the video. If
you are gonna drive out to like a park where there might be rattlesnakes around, do it.
Pay the rattlesnakes.
If you're friends with JonTron and you told him you're gonna meet him at his house and then he says he's not home and then you find him at a sushi restaurant, use that.
If you live in
New York and you got 100 and you have a whole fleet
East Europe and you got a bunch of goatnits in the background, then give them some vodka and semishki.
If you live in New York and you have a fleet of drones, use that to record your vlogs.
There you go.
Like there are ways. Use your resources, but like I'm saying, like don't go overboard with your spending. Don't go overboard with your lifestyle. Don't pull a rice gum. You think people like rice?
Okay, rice gum lives with like FaZe whatever.
It doesn't matter.
He lives with FaZe Dink or whatever.
Doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, like people like Logan Paul. How long do you think they're gonna be able to hold on to that?
But again, Logan has like this whole business. Team 10 is a business in itself because he's talked about this before.
Yeah, it's a child soldier program, right?
Wait.
Is Logan Paul the next Coney?
Logan Paul is he Big Boss?
I like my reference because it was a thing back in 2012. Remember Coney? Remember Coney 2012? The internet was gonna send every 4chan user was gonna like buy a ticket to Africa to go capture Coney, to the point where Angelina Jolie, the greatest of all 4chan trolls, offered herself up as a honey trap to capture Coney.
God, no. Here's a regular.
You know who the greatest honey trap was though? Sean Penn when he captured El Chapo.
Oh yeah.
Hey, guess what? Sean Penn did what all you foes in 2012 couldn't do to
But
Coney.
El Chapo's a mole man. He will find some way to dig himself out.
They put him on the top floor.
He'll find some.
Honestly, I had one of my old coworkers from an old job said like we're probably looking at like some like Fast and the Furious level of like breakout soon in New York.
Oh, God.
We're looking at The Rock showing up with like a crane.
God dang it! The way he escaped. I want to talk about this. I always love this.
El Chapo's pretty fascinating.
The man hired
He's
people.
also shaped like Mr. Potato Head. Have you seen him in like his undershirt? He's got skinny arms and a potato body. He's a living potato head figure.
The man hired people to dig like this underground railway, like motorcycle thing.
It was great.
And he escaped from the goddamn laundry.
The Mexican authorities. We never knew. You never heard the tunneling and the underground railway?
You never knew?
Yeah.
I thought El Chapo was just making steamed hams.
I turned around and he was gone.
I turned around and I saw that he was rolling. He
turned around and he had all that you had a wad of cash in your pocket, huh? Yeah, it's amazing how money just appears in my
Whoa, $5,000. Didn't know. Wasn't afraid to die. I was scared.
That's why I had to send him to America. Or we don't play around with her. Except for the time that we've had inmates escape.
Like Alcatraz.
They caught 2 of the 3 of those boys.
But where's the other boys?
Probably eaten by sharks.
But here's the thing. Here's
we never found D.B. Cooper.
But they never found timeline. They never found timeline 3
They
Saber.
couldn't catch. Hey, they couldn't catch Adam Driver and Daniel Craig when they escaped from prison in Logan Lucky.
Yeah, but they.
Spoilers for a movie nobody but us with our high quality tastes in films will know about.
I've tried to tell people about that movie, and people just think people look at me like I'm freaking crazy. I'm like, I literally like it's like a.
You like Ocean's 11, right?
Yeah. It's a redneck version of Ocean's 11, and people were just like,
"Nah, not for me. I don't like NASCAR."
Literally, like, yeah. But anyway,
Oh wait, I see the problem now. I tied the paper bag too many times.
Here's some Typeface Universe lore.
Sodium chloride.
Here's some
the gummy bear. The sugar in the gummy bears reacts with the sodium chloride in the bleach pan.
Sodium chloride. Oh, that would be salt.
No, it's potassium chloride.
Oh yeah,
remember because he has fake salt. That would be fake salt. Yeah, that's what I said. Potassium chloride.
Don't need to ski.
Don't need to ski.
Anyway,
that would be salt. Don't need to ski.
Anyway, here's some Typeface lore. Here's some Typeface lore for the podcast. Timeline 3 Saber, Timeline 4 Typeface, and Timeline 62 Terumo all stayed Alcatraz in Timeline 2. Which is pretty impressive, as Saber literally built a raft out of Terumo's elephant skin because they killed him in the cell.
Yeah, that makes sense. Elephants swim, so they use their trunks as snorkels.
Oh yeah, or I think they used elephant. I think they enraged Terumo to go full elephant.
Look, man, I've seen The Fall. When you're stuck, you have to do what Charles Darwin did in that movie. Like, if you're stuck on a desert island with your African warrior friend, your Italian explosives expert, and your revenge seeker, if you're Charles Darwin and your monkey friend, you got to summon swimming elephants on your like Pacific Ocean prison and swim to shore on them.
What was the Discovery Channel special where like an Olympic swimmer had to go against a CGI shark?
What? Oh, it sounds like a fever dream.
No.
Or it just sounds like more recent content that Discovery Channel's been putting out.
Okay, so this is...
Give me more American Chopper.
Okay.
Give me more How This Is Made.
Give me more Mythbusters.
Yeah, I miss the Mythbusters. Rest in peace, Adam Savage.
He's not dead. He's just hanging out with Vsauce, Michael here.
Yeah. Anyway, so...
No, but that wasn't a fever dream. I think they had Michael Phelps go against a CGI like shark, and the shark still won in a swimming competition.
I wonder why. Because the shark, or because it was CGI?
Shark speed. Shark swimming speed is better than humans, apparently.
Oh, you think an animal built to like pretty much be the ultimate predator underwater would be faster than an animal?
But who win the fight? The CGI shark or Shamu?
Oh, are you kidding me? Like
Shamu would kill the shark.
orca whales are. That's why orca whales
Just
are
dolphins in general.
Dolphins are also dolphins.
Rape. Sharks hate dolphins.
With good reason.
Dolphins are too powerful. They're OP.
They're
dolphins.
too smart. Like they're smart enough to realize, like, wait.
When is the patch for the ocean going to come in?
Murder us on They can murder people on. They can murder porpoises on purpose.
But here's the thing: when is the patches for the ocean going to come? Dolphins are too OP. We need to buff. We have to buff lobsters.
For a long time, sharks are very OP, and they got nerfed because of Jaws.
Was it hyper fighting?
Yeah, ocean hyper fighting. That was after the Jaws patch came in. They're like, nah, sharks too scary.
I don't know. I don't like the turbo patch. Where like dolphins are pretty OP.
We've been dealing with that lately. In fact, like after the classic patch, where pretty much like whaling was still, they outlawed whaling. They pretty much left what whales were left as pretty like balanced. But now because before they were really nerfed, and now they buffed them. So
they're very shown mid tier.
Yeah. Anyway, so. Yeah,
anyway, let's sum this up. Ethan's fat. Christian's a he.
Our boy.
Hashtag our boy. Anyway, here's my last message before we close this off. And in my bubble bass form, I must say this. I'll take the double triple bouncy deluxe on a raft for 4x4 animal style with extra shingles with a shimmy and a squeeze. Light axle grease, make it cry, burn it, and let it swim.
That's a good way to end it, but I got a better one. Here's another
letter.
Here's another letter that I'm taking out from this from one Pansy Davis in Sancho, California. You guys should edit better. You need a new editor, call me up. My number is it's a MIDI file. Never mind. All right. Thanks for listening, folks.
Send more fan mail. Answer those questions. Don't give money to Saber. Give me money. I'll put it to good use.
Ruining timelines, right? Building a time machine, right?
No, that's Saber. I'll put it to good use.
Why don't you take Saber's job?
By the way, that's it for today. You can find Wolfman at Fake Lightning Jones. You can find me at TaviFace. Currently,
I'm on Twitter a lot now. So
currently, I'm just Bubble Bass at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not doing like a cool Halloween or like October name because I'm a fucking werewolf.
It's Halloween for you all the time.
Yeah,
but support the skeletons.
Goddamn racist. But yeah, support your local skeletons. Send those fuckboys back to where they came from. Send them back to Tinder where they can just fuck each other. No, I would say send them back to Grindr, teach them a lesson. But I wouldn't wish fuckboys on Grindr. They don't like. I don't want to wish them on a group of people who already have to deal with bullshit every day. So yeah. All right, let's call it.
Get me out of here.